Welcome to Landry Bet Sports Betting Show, live show, specifically here on Friday. Got 9 games here. It's me, it's live show producer Matty, it's Swish in the comments. Matt, how are you doing today to kick things off?
I'm not tanking, so there's that. So that's a positive.
Unlike, are we saying that the other teams are tanking? I don't know if Stolly's in here. I'd love to hear your reasoning behind that. I mean, I guess Stolly was talking about the other day. Cody was saying how he didn't know if tanking was real because, or he didn't know if it was going to continue because of the stuff that Adam Silver was saying. And like, I don't know. I mean, $100,000 definitely is not going to deter a team from tanking. Is $1 million going to like? How much is the number one pick worth to you, or what you might get? But we're still gonna be able to find some stuff here with this this nonsense. We found some stuff yesterday. How was your day yesterday, Matt? Was it all right?
I think I went slightly under break even. Like very like I told you yesterday, I spread out a bunch of volume. I only had a couple plays where I put a unit on, and I think I hit most of those. But I just broke even at best.
Yeah. This bet killed a lot of people. This one killed me for sure. I mean, look, it was no sweat. We didn't have to sweat at all. He had one rebound, and it was pretty clear, pretty quick that we weren't getting to 9 in that game. I went back to Jared Allen tonight. He's playing against the Hornets. I guess I'm not terrified of it enough to not go back. They're going to be with even fewer guys tonight. After who's missing now for the Hornets tonight? There's somebody else, right? Grant Williams is out.
Yes.
Grant Williams is out, but yeah, Shangu boards killed a lot of us. So we're gonna do better than that one tonight. Some of them hit. I did not personally hit up too much tonight, but GG's out here. Good luck to everybody tonight for sure. We're gonna to start sharing. What's up? You love it?
I was just pointing at Lewis. I got you. Yeah, Luis Santos, easy, easy.
Lewis loves Gee. Well, we know how Matty feels about him. But that, yeah, he's you just follow the Dayron Gee whisper. You're the Dayron Santos whisperer. That's what we're gonna start calling you. Okay, Chang's already getting in. He's got 9.5 points on TJ McConnell. I'm just gonna throw that out there I'm gonna start sharing my screen. We're gonna start looking at the SwishLand dashboard. Let people kind of crawl in here. David, you do not have to apologize for being late, considering that, like, well, no, you do. If you're later than me, man, then you're definitely late. So I accept your apology. What's good, Ashley? Everybody want to come in, give that video a like. It's much appreciated. Also, just jump in the comments. Let us know what you guys want to look at. We're going to be making sure that we look at what you got. Tag Matty in them. I know I've got one of your text, your posts right here at the Matt Steven. If you want to hit him up, he'll be able to make sure that you're getting your looks up on screen. And then Swish is going to be in there. Swish info at Swish info. If you want to tag him on YouTube in the comments, and you'll be able to get his take on whatever it is that you want to look at as well. So yeah, let's keep it going. Matty is the GOAT. Well said. He is a smiley man. We love it. Bring some happiness to my black heart that we have here. All right, let's get into this SwishLand dashboard. I'm going to start share my screen. We can look at what people want to look at. We don't have to go in order. Matt, did you have a place you would want to start? Or did you want me to go first?
I mean, I don't care wherever you want to go. I only have like a few bet. I think I told you this before we went live. I only have a few bets today.
Yeah.
I'm not going super wild today just because I think a lot of these teams are on back to backs, and All-Star break is just a hell of an experience to bet afterwards.
Yeah.
And I kind of you kind of want to recalibrate your brain on how you bet some things, because there are teams who are competing and looking to compete, and there are teams who are competing to get picks.
Yeah.
And I just think it is a moment that you want to watch how teams are intending to end their season.
Yeah, and there's going to be some trends that you can pick up on for different teams in the way that they do their rotations. So I am going to start with a game. I kind of wanted to segue from there into a game that made more sense and actually had some stuff you teams winning. But this Utah Memphis game is kind of fun. I'm pretty interested in it. We're always interested in Utah here on the show, so we can talk about this. Did you get a bet in for the Yaz?
I've got too many bets in this game personally, but I'm okay with it.
No qualms. Where should we start?
So Cam's already at 7.5 assists. I don't agree with that. Literally, Zoe just added me in the Discord and asked why he was at 7.5 assists. Yeah. And if you're a chronically online like I am, I use a lot of GIFs, and I had the drugs GIF from SpongeBob because it makes no sense to me why he should be dropping right now with assists. I have him at 8.5, and I feel comfortable.
It has the make of either a big group came in and hit the under on Cam Spencer because of something that they feel they know, or some intel came out somewhere that somebody at the books got a hold of, and then everybody copied the number down to 7.5. But I think it's more likely that somebody has something that pushed it down. I am struggling to figure out what that would be outside of the one thing that we have that we can sort of rely on in terms of we're going to get chaos from Memphis, and we can rely on the type of chaos being 22 to 28 minutes for everybody. And that's why I'm just going to like a couple of their most recent games. And I know this one has like a bunch of guys in it that are not going to play today, but even with like Ty Jerome and like playing 21, and then you got Scotty down here at 18, that ate into Cam Spencer stuff a ton. But a lot of the other stuff is still going to be like probably Taylor Hendricks at 20, OMP, I'm not trying to say his name, at like 22 is like, I think it all seems pretty reasonable. And I mean, Jalen Wells and Cam probably touch close to 30. GG maybe. You just don't trust the rotation enough that the chaos leads you to just bet an under, assuming Cam's not going to play full minutes. 7.5. I like the Jazz are the worst defense in the league at limiting assists and point opportunities and everything. If we pull up Memphis's stuff on the dashboard, we can see this is the number one team to go up against for opportunities to get scoring and assists. Especially assists. So yeah, I love the dimes for Cam. I hit this at 8.5. CLV can kiss my ass. I guess we're just going to ride with 8.5.
Yeah. So I think that there's something important here. Like it's very, very possible and realistic that some group of people hit his under for some reason. I am comfortable losing a bet with something I don't know about. Everything else points to this is a good bet, and I'm okay with 7.5, and I'm okay with 8.5.
Yep, and got the 8.5 for plus money, and the 7.5 is pretty much like minus 120 or so. So no real qualms with that. We have Cam at about 29 minutes, which I still like. Look, these dudes never play this many minutes, but it's like, what else are you supposed to do? Like, there's nobody there. The minutes that have just left the building with KCP even being out now, like there's just not very many. I took Jalen Wells under. I'll say that I did love the Cam assists.
That was a snipe.
I don't think he's going to be passing it to Jalen Wells very much. I mean, I don't think Jalen Wells is going to shoot very much. So that's really what this was about. This opened at 18.5, which was hysterical. So if you got this early, you got 18.5, but 17.5 was still live. I mean, I don't know how far down I go, but I just know that this dude rarely gets more than 14 points, like in any context. This is a little special, right? This situation for the Grizzlies is a little bit special in that who is going to play. This is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 guys. And I would say, I don't know how many minutes and Eric Gordon is going to get, Christian Coloco, but these dudes never play, man. And the corpse of Eric Gordon is going to be out there. So yeah, this is going to be wild. Is there anything in the comments? I hit the under for Wells. I don't know about the 16.5, but anything else?
It took me a second to understand this. Yeah. But No Cab mentioned only worry, and I had to read this verbally to myself because I reread it like 5 times. Only worry for Spencer is can the people he is passing it to today score? I thought you were talking about Spencer points, but that's a valid point.
We have 2 conflicting bets there that, like, I'll be honest, if nobody brought it up, I wasn't going to talk about it. That, like, you're talking about the point guard going under or on assists while you're talking about the shooting guard going under, whatever you want to call Wells, shooting guard. There's plenty of other guys that are going to be chucking when you put, even if you put Eric Gordon, GG out there. I mean, maybe Kyle Anderson is the biggest threat to his assist. I'm not too worried about it. So, I'm not too worried about that. I'm going to keep rolling with it. I just, the Wells number was too high and the Cam number I'm chasing. So I just don't, I think there's room for Wells to go under pretty well, pun not intended, while Cam goes over. So it makes sense. I'm not going to touch anything for GG. It's all super high. Again, I don't know who's going to be shooting other than him. So it's tough to say that, but I think like GG at like, is he 19.5 at this point? Is that 18. Where we're at with him? He's on 18. Stuff
18.5. I think the double is kind of live for GG. I got to be honest. I was talking to you about this last night. I think it's live. It's a 6.1 to 1. I think that's a very viable bet for us plus 610.
Who else is going to get rebounds, man? I don't have a solid answer for you. I guess Christian Coloco and Taylor Hendricks, kind of. So it's a bit of a crapshoot, but yeah, if you wanted to play a flyer on GG double, that's the way I'd go before I was just like, 20 and 20, or like, go 20 and 10 or whatever to get there, 20 and 8, something like that. I think it's possibly live. I just don't feel comfortable betting on the dude, but it makes sense. You didn't hit that double yet. You're just saying it's not a bad look.
I'm going to contact a friend here in a second because I want to see if I can get the best number possible.
I like that for you.
And hit it for sure.
Yep.
And just a sprinkle, like I'm talking like 0.1 unit. So $10 if you're $100 better.
Yeah. That makes sense. Anything in the comments about this game specifically, or should we? We got a Jazz +2 from Frank, which I totally concur, even with Lowry probably not playing. But
he's out. Lowry is out.
Lowry's officially out. Yep.
Yeah, everything that I've hit has moved. Unfortunately, I took Kyle's double in the 9.5 boards with you. Yeah, I think what's his PR at? Yeah, it's at 25.5. Good Lord, this was at 22.5 earlier. And I also took Collier at 14.5 points, and that's at 16.5. So that's all moved. I think Ace is still live. I don't love it. But
threes,
What's that?
I wonder what the threes is the comment that I have up here. What do we think?
Okay. Like, I didn't see that. That's
just to start with that. I was going to at least get to that point, but you can give me your ace thoughts in general by all means.
It's just I think the top 2 or 3 scorers of this Utah team is going to be some combination of Isaiah, Ace, and Bryce Sensabaugh. I think, and the reason I like Ace specifically, and he has got a bump, is because Bryce and Isaiah have already got an additional bump on top of that, if that makes sense.
Is Bryce lined? Oh my God. Okay.
I got it at 19.5, bro.
I didn't even have the time to look. I was doing everything before the show. And then I said to y'all in the chat, Bryce Sensabaugh is going to be a look when Lowry comes out, but then it comes out, it's 19 and is up to 21 before you can blink. So I clearly think I'm smarter than the market, and not everybody thought the same thing as I did. So
I tried to get you. I tried to get you.
That's on me, man. I had to just, I'm not even getting into it, but the three specifically for Ace, you were mentioning that you think his stuff's bumped up to the point where it's fair now, you're saying, right?
Yeah, I just think he's the only person so far outside of, maybe you can make a case for Kyle Filipowski.
Yeah.
But I'm talking like the top 3 scorers for Utah. I think he's the only one who really hasn't received the second bump of Lowry not being in. Does that make sense?
It does.
Like, yeah, because you got the Memphis bump and then the Lowry bump.
Everybody went up notably. Yeah. I totally get what you're saying there. The points don't scare me at 17.5. I was considering the boards earlier. They haven't really moved. They're still sitting at the same number. It's a bit hit or miss with that, but I think he's in a special place there. The threes are the thing that I'm like, I really have nothing telling me to bet the threes, because the only thing I'm looking at with 3-pointers is how many does he take and how many do I expect him to take, obviously. And then what's the percentage that I need him to hit of those attempts? That's the way to look at threes. Well, I don't have many examples of more than 6 threes, for example. I got 8 against the Hawks. I can even just, like, if you look at the 3-point attempts, he hasn't taken more than 9 on the season. So asking him to get 3 of 8 or better is asking him to get like 38% from 3 or better. And on the season as a whole, he's taking 4.4, making, let me widen this out, taking 4.4, making 1.6. So 1.6 divided by 4.4 is 36%. Right. So that's my point. Is like 38% is reasonable. That's 3 for 8, I think. Let me make sure I'm not lying to you. What's 3 divided by 8? 37.5%. I know a little bit about math. 38% of his shots for him to, if he takes the most threes he's taken like all season. How many times has he even taken 8 or 9? So if he does take that many, he's good for 2. I don't know if he's good for 3 every time, most of the time. But you can see here he's taken 8 to 9 in 7 games. He's played, how many games he played this season? 49 games. So there's 7 games that he's taken enough threes that you go, yeah, this seems reasonable at like a good plus money. So that's just my spiel on threes. And for Ace, it doesn't seem like he's got the attempts that would get me there to like it enough. We ran past Flip, and before I look at anything else, I just want to say, sure, like, yeah, I did like Flip too. I don't know. Yeah, his boards are 10.5 now. I was happy to take them at 9.5, even if Lowry was playing. I basically just need to know, like, is Kevin Love, Yusuf Nurkic, are they all out? And if yes, then like, yeah, I'll go to Flip. I'm less of a Flip believer than some, but those situations like this one, I'm in on it. So go ahead and give the video a like real quick. Just want to make that clear. As people jump in, goes a long way. What were you gonna say, Matty?
I was trying to figure out a way we could take Flip without paying like a tax per se, being like the rebounds have bumped again, the points have bumped. I think double-double's live. It sucks at -115, but it's, it's right around what you would want the 9.5 to be for the boards.
Yeah.
And I think the double-double is realistic.
Yep. Totally agree. Yeah, I mean the double was more than realistic. I think it's like a decent bet if you get anything like -110 or better. Is that were you talking about the number there?
Yeah, it's the best offer is -115 at FanDuel. DraftKings -117, right around the same.
That's what I figured, and that's about as low as I would take those odds for a double from him. But the market is saying that's pretty likely there. So let's keep rolling. I'm going to see what we've got here in the comments. Just quick reminder too, we got the free trial live. I put that banner up a couple times for y'all. If you want to check out the dashboard here, definitely get some free days in. Just check it out and use the tools that we have here. Hopefully I'll be able to help, take you through things just with this. Also have a video up on YouTube that is an explainer about what everything is on here if you're interested in checking that out. But we've got, let's get to that Pacers game. We've got a couple of different looks. We've got Chang talking about the Pacers not having, are they the 9 deep's a decent bench. So I guess we want to be a little bit weary of that. That would be the point you're making, I imagine, right? Chang is like 9 deep's actually a lot of guys for them. So it's not like they're going to just give a ton of minutes everywhere. So let's at least start there. Did you have a look in that? I know Swish was feeling a bet in this this Washington game.
This is the game one of the games I stayed off of. I think I texted in our group chat that I was staying off of back-to-backs. Right. I am just weary as F with whatever the heck Washington's doing. This is a prime example of a team who does not care. Yeah. Like they are 1000% like given up on the season. And I am okay with passing on this game because one, it's a back-to-back and there's going to be corrections made if there's any care at all about the game. And then two, on top of that, the books only know what to bet based even more so because of what lines to place, even more so because the game was played yesterday. And so I'm staying off of it for that reason. I do like the TJ bet. I think Ching is right about TJ though.
Oh, TJ McConnell.
Yeah,
not Trey J. All right, let's look at TJ for 1 second. So TJ he's 10.5 on the points, and who we expect to be going for this team today. Let me see what we've got. We've got to actually update some stuff that just came in through. Like, Micah Potter's in, right? And is Zoo playing in this one, or do we need to update that too? I know some stuff started sneaking in when we did an update. Zubac. No,
and Furphy, I think I just saw was in, and he is.
Yeah, I think we gotta make a couple changes because some guys snuck back in after we made an update. So we'll handle that in a sec. But like, these are the guys that are lined for. So Jarris is up at 20.5 now that he got bet down from 21 because he got high, and he's still on 21 on some books like Penny, like Pinnacle's got 21.5. So if we're looking at who's available again, it's basically the same game as yesterday. So TJ's worth a look at 10.5 points. I completely agree there. I think you can probably get him and the assists 4.5. Wow. And he didn't play yesterday.
Nope. I think Chang said this in our group chat. Seems like a very intentional choice to have Nimhard play, TJ sit out, and then TJ
and now they're having TJ play, and it's like games where TJ plays 20 minutes. He's averaging 6 dimes, 7 games. The points are definitely a bit high at 10.5, but like just by a half for me, and it's like not too much to add it to stuff. If you want to take PA or PR, even rebounds are too low. Like
he's projected at 6.2 on the model.
On the assists?
Yeah.
This is too low. Yeah, I'm gonna bet this.
Likewise. It's a really good bet. While you're doing that, Chang is taking Jarris under 21.5, which I think is a very valid bet. Just because it's a really high number for a guy who is not a very good shooter. The only reason I think you're probably getting this number is too because the lack of depth on the roster right now, and then also you're playing Washington. But I like the under 21.5. I'm just not brave enough to take it.
So the question becomes, how much am I alting this? It's hard not to get him to 30 minutes or at least close to it, isn't it?
I think 7's fair.
7?
Just go up 2 more, right? Because you're at 5, 6, and then 7.
So 5, going up to 7. And so is the best book for the assists right now? I think it's either DK or FanDuel. You can get both. I think Caesars too. But at least FanDuel, like on the alts, is often a bit better than it's usually almost always actually better than DK when it comes to the alt lines. That seems to be the spot. But Pacers, where are you at? Pacers. Yeah, TJ is really speaking to me at this point. I don't know how this is not being considered more for him against the Wizards, because even if you put him at like 20 minutes, I mean, I think that's like on the low end for his projection today. And you can alt his assists here. You can get up to 2-1 for the 7. 6 is plus. Like I'm almost tempted to just skip the 4.5 and just go right to the plus 132 there. I think that all makes sense. Do you want to take over for 1 sec?
Yeah. So for just so you're we're aware of where we can get the best lines. So apparently Hard Rock is unfortunately lined for the best line at 144 6.
The strongest
7 Hard Rock's at 260. And then 8 plus 475.
That's good.
Yeah.
It's good it's better on the alts.
Mm-hmm. I'm not seeing what DraftKings is at though, unfortunately. Or FanDuel.
For the alts.
Yeah, it's just showing me hard. Let me see if I can toggle that off.
Even when DraftKings like core line is better odds, like their alt stuff is just trash.
Yeah, I can take over for you.
Yeah, if you want, because I am confirming this. Nice.
All right, so what game was this? It was the Wizards and Pacers. I mean, to go to the Trey Johnson point, I think just in general, 13.5 is a great number for Trey Johnson. My hesitation is we got this number yesterday, and it made a lot of sense then. And I was not scared.
No, we got 14.5 yesterday. I just want to interrupt.
Oh, it dropped to 13.5.
Oh, before the game started?
Yeah.
Got you.
Because I took it at 13.5.
Oh, okay, got you.
The reason I'm staying off of it, and I put this in my notes yesterday. Let me see if I can find it so I can read it verbatim. First off, I can't not bet Trey Johnson 13.5 points on principle. The only way this burns us is 1, his minutes are still limited coming off injury and conditioning isn't fully ramped. I do not believe that's likely. 2, Washington goes full tank mode and randomly pulls him. I'm less worried here because he's a rookie. Now, in retrospect, looking at it from a game that just happened, I'm very worried about it. And that's the reason I'm not betting it, is because I think they told us yesterday what their intentions were. And so for Trey Johnson, I'm staying off. I will say Tristan yesterday popped off. And this is something Shane put us on yesterday. And I, unfortunately, for whatever reason, did not bet it. It was a really good look. There's no lines for him available, but I think if you can get anything, Shane, what would you say? Anything under, I don't know, 9.5 points anything around 9.5 points is a good bet. Swish said for Trey, it was 12.5 stayed off yesterday due to possible minutes restrictions, but tend to think the market is pricing that in already. Yeah, I thought that yesterday, to be honest. That was my thought process yesterday, and that's the reason I kind of staying off of today, because I just don't really see that much of a difference in the line, and then also what the motivation would be. If that makes sense.
Yeah.
So 9.5 points for Tristan. Yeah, I think that's a really good look for Tristan if we can get this closer to tip. Anything else in this game? Yeah, I'm going to absolutely take the TJ assists as well. I think that's a fantastic look. But nothing else for me in this game. Did you have anything you want to talk about or want me to talk about while you're doing that?
No, you can go wherever the chat takes you to. If everyone's jumping in.
Chat, what game do we want to go to?
Let's see, let me sure you know. We honestly don't even have to go game by game. Like if we just want to really run through the comments, like I'll make sure to get the bets in that I have when we talk about the games, and you can do the same. But like if someone's got a bet, I say we run with it,
Let's go to
But also I just want to make clear too, we haven't said this in the bit, like if you have a bet and you want us to look at it, it always helps if you just give like a quick sentence about why you like it. It doesn't have to be a whole couple paragraphs. Just let us know why you like the bet, and we'll make sure to get there with it.
There's a couple of Atlanta Heat in here. I've got a couple of bets in this game. So
Atlanta Heat, get to it. Yeah, for sure.
First off, the only bet that I have down that I love and I don't understand it is I'm just going to call him Nick. I'm not going to try to say his name. Is it Nikhil? Is that what it is?
Yeah, Nikhil. Yeah.
I don't understand why his points are 18.5. You got it in a pace up spot. Obviously, Miami's defense is decent, but also I think the pace kind of offsets that. And he's getting a lower line. He's usually at like 19.5, sometimes 20.5. I think 18.5 is just kind of low in considerations what he is for this team specifically. And so this is the bet I'm going to put in myself. And then there was some questions regarding specifically Hell Larson.
Yes.
Not really sure what to do here.
Yeah. My
intuition says RA makes a lot of sense. The thing that's keeping me off of it Well, I'll say what's pushing me toward it first is because Davian was just downgraded literally minutes before the live show hit. What's keeping me off of it is I'm unsure of what to make of this team with everyone else in. With Hero being in, Jaime being in, Bam being in, Andrew, Norman, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera.
Yep.
That's the only reason I'm not excited to bet on Pell right now. Do you have any?
Yeah. I haven't gotten to look back at it, but with Pell playing without, here's my thing. When Pell is the man, I like him as I actually realize he's actually like pretty good as a distributor too, and he actually gets a good amount of touches. Now it's just crowded. So like Davion being out doesn't even necessarily make me just go to Pell because I don't know what the rotation's going to be.
Right.
With this combination of dudes, right? Like if you look at Pell with Norm, with Tyler, you're like never in a million years I'm out, right? Granted, at the beginning of the season, I mean, look, even in some games, he's getting low 20s. There's a few where he's just sort of like bumped from the rotation. And then this game right here has no Jaquez and no Davion against Boston. Still gets 7 points in 30 minutes because it's 6 shots because you got Norm and Tyler just taking all the usage. With both of them there, Andrew Wiggins, Jaime Jaquez, like Kalel Ware's going to get time. Jackie Jonas, Casper, let's call him Casper. Casper is going to get some more time, right? Casper, it's so funny because he's so pale. His name's Casper. Tough for him coming over to the States with that name. But at any rate, he can hoop. They're going to get minutes. So yeah, I don't have much else for Pell, like you were saying. Let's see what the model is thinking about him. I'm pull up the Pele. Is it Pele? I think it's Pele.
Yeah, that's all me.
Nah, we're supposed to read read. Not even I almost said thesaurus. Read a pronunciation of his name. I guess you could do that. It's not that hard these days. Whoops. Get back to Pele. Oh right, is Simone playing too, or is he hurt? Like you have to read a matrix of shit to get through the Miami injury reports and like rotation. So there's just not much there for me. Yeah, Davion sits. You still just got too many guys. So there's the Pele stuff here. Like he's going to be high because his recent stuff has been high. But all of these games that you see where he's got like high expected points, high expected assists, high expected even rebounds for him at his numbers, like all these games, Atlanta, Chicago, Orlando, all of those are without either both Norm and Tyler, or at least one of them, right? Like this game against Chicago, no Tyler, you got Norm and Tyler, and Andrew Wiggins. It's just I can't mess with that. I think I'm just out on that. But Swish here is saying too, he likes he said this in the VIP chat earlier that Pele gets used a bit. He does like Pele a bit in the way that that Spo likes to use him. He does lean towards him, and he's got him more and more in terms of he's been used more and more as of late. So let me see what we got in the comments. Did we get to the Hornets game already, right? Or no, we didn't.
No.
Some people were talking about Hornet stuff, so I want to see what that's about.
Sure.
Did I? What did I? Yeah, I did bet some stuff in this game though. I guess since we're already here, my bad. I will try to stay a little bit focused with the squirrel-like tendencies I have. I did go under on Dyson. What's his PRA at right now? I went under on him at 20. I think I got 24.5. What did I bet this at? 24 or 23. I got under 23.5 PRA for Dyson, and I took over on the PRA for Jalen Johnson. Let me get to Dyson real quick. So Dyson stuff, the thing that drew me to the Dyson under was the assists before anything. 5.5 even. I know the Heat are not a great opponent, but if you look at the assists for him, these last 3 games, even against a team like Philly, where this is like one of the worst teams limiting assists in the league in Philadelphia, he still had 6 potential assists, right? You look at the Hornets game, 5 potential, 7 potentials. The only game where he got a legitimate amount of potentials is this one against the Jazz, who we've already established are the worst assist defense in the league. And then against the Heat in that game, he did have 11 potential assists, ended with 5. I went for the whole thing after I just was like, yeah, his usage is so low in these games. His touches are low. Like if he's technically the secondary guard, which he's really not anymore, it's more like Nikhil and CJ. Yeah, I'm sort of out on him. So I faded him on the PRA. Seems like he's hovering right around that same number. And lastly, I did take an over for my guy, Jalen. I basically like him at like 44.5 PRA at this point. I mean, even these opponents, there's an easy opponent here, and then there's a couple of hard ones, and he's still, in terms of the points, and this is what I'm looking at, is the expected line, because with these numbers right here, we're basically saying that with the amount of shots, like just this Heat game in the last game they played, right, where the only guy they were missing of relevance here, I think, is Onyeka, but Onyeka doesn't really affect JJ like that. If you look at these 26.8 points, 32 points, 30 points, this is not the exact number of points he scored. This is the projected amount of points he should have based on his usage. So 125 touches in this game against Miami in their last one, just like 2 weeks ago now, right? And this is what I've been harping on with him, is that he leads the league in touches since the trade deadline. I'll say that again. Jalen Johnson has more touches than anybody in the NBA in the last 2 weeks of basketball, almost 3. And on the season, he's 4th in terms of touches anyway. So this has been happening all year, and it's just gone through the roof in that time. You're not going to stop me from continuing to bet on that. And the PRA, I've gotten to the PRA at this point when he had 19 points in one of these games, because he just went off on the rebounds and assists. So I'm just going to keep taking all of it until it gets to 44.5, and then I'll start reconsidering things. But I think this thing is still on the way up from 40, 41 where it's been. It's already 42 now. It's going to keep going up. So
quick note on JJ.
Any thoughts on all that?
Yeah. So you're getting JJ at 42.5. Only a single point, for a point, a rebound, or assist against the fastest paced team in the league.
Yeah.
That is crazy to me. I think that's a big bet.
I wonder if there is, I don't know how much the market is going, well, this is the 4th rated defense in the league. And then just that's the level of analysis that happens to sort of say, well, because this is the opponent analysis for Atlanta. So the analysis of Miami, right? And Miami, despite being the 4th best defense in the league, gives up the 4th most rebound chances. They give up the 10th most scoring chances, because not only are they the fastest team in the league, it's with a bullet, man. It's 105 pace for this squad. And that's Spo going I'm done with the pick and rolls. So just run everybody's space and pace and fast. We're going to do 7 seconds or less kind of stuff. So, but there is no Steve Nash on this team. That's the difference. So yeah, I think those are the 2 things I like the most in this game. Let's see if anybody wants to take us somewhere else. This Charlotte game is getting talked about a lot. So let's see. Is anybody talking about something specific that you might want to go to?
I only have one bet in this game. I'm not seeing. I think they were talking about him earlier. Jared Allen. That's the only bet I have in this game.
Samesies. You want to talk about that?
Yeah. So it's super simple. Harden arrived in Cleveland.
Real quick, you want to share, just because I'm gonna send one more thing real quick.
Yeah, give me 1 second.
Yeah, do you? But I'm ready for for story time about James Harden. This started out great.
No, that was it. Harden arrived in Cleveland. No, so I have a suspicion, and I don't know how true it actually is. I'll have to look into this. I think Jarrett's actually getting more touches because Harden is in Cleveland. I have to look at the usage, and I want more than 3 games to look at that usage specifically. But I think he's just getting more opportunities to shoot the ball or field goal attempts than he was previously. Because I think, and this is complete conjecture, this is not related to my actual bet. I'll get to the bet in a second. Mm-hmm. I think that Donovan was so just such a ball hog, to be completely honest, rightfully so, that Jarrett, 1, was just terrible when he got the ball, and then 2, everyone was Donovan was just shooting so many shots. And so I think with Harden being more ball dominant and facilitating, Jarrett's just naturally getting more shots and better looks too, even because you got Harden and Donovan on the backcourt. And so I think Jarrett, just specifically with Mobley out too tonight, and he has been out the last couple of games, just getting more field goal attempts. And I think 15.5 just hasn't moved enough to take me off of this. This is probably it's usually probably around 13.5, 14.5. I think 15.5, even against Charlotte, is just too low in my opinion.
Yeah.
And so I took the PR, but I like the points.
You know what's interesting is the only thing, because we always want to try to figure out why this bet won't hit. What's the other side of the argument for taking a bet? You always want to know, and Swish has said this before. If you don't know, if you have no idea what the opposing idea would be to this bet, then you probably shouldn't take it. If it's this is 100% gold, I have no flaws that could potentially disrupt this bet, then you're not seeing something, right? It means that you're missing something because there has to be something. And so the angle for the Jared Allen bet, that would be why you wouldn't take this, is to me that it's like, why isn't this the Evan Mobley angle of it is like nothing moved with Evan Mobley out. Like this is still a super beatable number that he's been having without Mobley, with Mobley. Like he's had 9.5 as his rebounds. He was at 8. Is he still at 8.5 for Jared Allen on the boards? Okay, so he's at 9.5, and it's still like even money. But this was at 8.5 at like minus 120 when I took it. Like I don't know how many hours ago, but it was hours ago, and it was still good. So it's like almost like I'm missing something because Evan Mobley's absence should have moved this more, in my opinion. But the Hornets are good, and that could just be the end of it. Is that the Hornets are very good, and even without Musa and without Miles Bridges against the Rockets yesterday, they held him down. The Rockets offense sucks, but they held him off the boards, which was the most impressive thing. So, that's where we're looking at. But I love that. And then I thought there might have been some stuff for the Hornets in this game. Who's going to be playing for the Hornets? That's what I want to look at real quick.
My thing with the Hornets, while you're looking through the comments to see if you can find anything you want to talk about, is I just think everything's so incredibly fair. I just don't know what to do with this team right now. Earlier in the season, you were getting like 16.5, 17.5, 18.5 at high for Con. LaMelo was as low as 18.5 at times. I don't feel comfortable betting some of these like lines for these Hornets players right now, especially with everyone in. And unfortunately for me, there's a lot of things that's happening like that across the board. With teams since the trade deadline and All-Star break. And it's go back to what I said at the top of the hour, like recalibrating how to look at these things.
And I totally agree with you. And to add to what your point, or sort of try to summarize it as I understand what you're saying, like who's a good example? Jarris Walker is an example. As soon as nobody's playing for the Pacers, you're kind of like, okay, well, Jarris Walker's got to be getting some work here. But now I have to bet that he's going to do something that he almost never has done.
This is came down.
And that's why it's come down, right? Because Chang bet it. No, I'm just kidding. But some people are betting it. And Chang's right on with the market, which is like Jarris Walker 21.5 is insane on this planet and on any other planet in our solar system that you might host this game tonight. Jarris Walker at 21.5 is crazy. And that's just something else to keep in mind is like, this is the NBA, dude. Like, just because you are good and that there's no other people going to be playing to take usage. Like there's no Nembhard, there's no Pascal, whatever. Doesn't mean that you're just still capable of putting up that many points even against the Wizards. So you have to like bet on things that you just haven't really ever seen before is what you're saying. Like I have to bet these dudes at outrageous prices and just assume that they're going to soak up usage and enough usage and maintain their percentages from when he's taking 10 shots a game to now when he's maybe taking 18 shots. Just don't know if it's a smart play.
To make a comp, earlier in the year, I was a big fan of betting Cam Spencer. But before the book started appreciating what he was doing, I was not. The first couple games he played, I did not bet without Ja because I just didn't know what to expect.
Yeah,
there was a brief moment, like 2 or 3 games where you could bet on his assists and his points.
Yep. And
then the book started catching on.
Totally.
This instance, this is the pre-Cam Spencer for me. I want to know what I'm betting on, and I just haven't got there yet.
And then there's going to be a moment in time like we had with Cam Spencer where it was like, okay, we've got a couple games that the books are not caught up. The market's not caught up to the fact that Cam Spencer at 4.5, 5.5, 6.5 assists is insane now, but nobody knew what to do with it, right? And so the books were kind of leaving themselves out hanging themselves out a little bit by even putting up like a 5.5 Cam Spencer. And they're sort of learning, I think, at times with that stuff.
To bring this full circle, I believe, it's right here. Swish just mentioned Sion to me. I think it's interesting. I would go to his assists because I doubt he's going to shoot the ball. I'm curious to know if that's where Swish is going. I just haven't bet this because I don't know if that's what I should actually expect based on. I don't want to bet something I'm not well versed in, and this is just one specific thing I'm not.
Yeah, that makes sense. There was one thing I wanted to say about the Jared Allen double-double. I don't even remember anymore. I think it still makes sense, but I'm not sure what the price is on it. So I don't know if I'm going to get there with it. But now we can keep going. So how many bets was talking about? I knew someone was talking about LaMelo. This might have been when I was like, wasn't someone talking about LaMelo? And then he's like, yes, for the love of God, it was me. I got you, dog. The LaMelo Ball PRA. You got that up?
Yeah, I got you.
He's 32.5. You had a take on him because you were like, oh man, like I've seen this number so low recently and now I got to play it at this number, right? Like, is that where you're at with
specifically his points? Like I've seen it down as like 18 and a half and 17 and a half. And it's 20 and a half. So I'd assume this is like, baked into this number. And right. So just naturally it's going to be inflated. Usually where I like to go with LaMelo is the RA. Yeah. And this looks like I haven't looked at the model or anything, but this looks pretty on brand for what he normally does. So I think you're probably getting extra PRA from the points.
Mm-hmm. And what's crazy is like 11.5 RA at the beginning of this season and last season was like a godsend for LaMelo Ball's lines because he was a 14.5, 15, like 14.5 should have been his RA line all games last year, but he had the ball in his hands the whole time. It was the LaMelo show, and they've dispersed that usage from LaMelo to everybody, including Khan and Miles. And wow, they're good. What a shocking concept that other people play. So yeah, LaMelo's not quite the wagon that he might have been just based on the fact that he was the only guy touching the ball last year and the beginning of this year until they changed it and started winning. Let me see. The guy that the model loves more than anybody is actually, I'm gonna pull this up real quick, is our boy Brandon Miller. But I'm pulling up LaMelo for 1 sec too, because the points for him have been a sell. This is what Matt was talking about a second ago, is that these like closing lines for him not that long ago were like 17.5 points, 18.5, and it just kept steadily rising, probably in line. So he's playing 29 here, 31.
Just moved some lines, by the way.
32. What's that?
We just moved some lines.
On which bet?
McConnell.
Ha! Where's he at now?
He's at 5.5 assists, and then 11.5 points in some places.
He's at 5.5 now on the dimes. Well, yep. did nothing changed, right? Like
it was at 4.5 previously.
No, but what I'm saying is like nothing changed with it's 5.5 to the 6.5 already.
Oh yeah. I'm sorry.
Whoa. What, did someone else get ruled out? It doesn't seem like it. Oh, he got the start.
Did he? W.
Look at that. Look at that.
Hey, Chang, you're the best.
He got the start. Yeah, Chang. I mean, our R&D team is just killing it these days. Research and development for our bets. They are absolutely slaughtering it. And they are known as Chang, who's killing it. And thy name is Chang, man. Keep it going. Great look on McConnell. He nailed the Vucevic. The problem is that the bets that he knows are going to be good don't even get lines sometimes because he's waiting on Tristan Vucevic and they don't hang him up for our boy to knock him down. But Brandon Miller is a guy that the model has been loving, and this is going to be a good way to show why. Like the line here for him and the expected stuff is so consistently over what the lines are. So this expected line is saying his usage in this game would expect him to get more points than the line, which is the blue line, is showing us, right? And so, like, especially against the Hawks, I don't know what you do with it. So I agree that this Hornet stuff is a little bit too all over the place. So yeah,
out of here.
Yeah, I don't know who that dude is, but Jesse is out. Took a Cougars and Rockets. Wait, this has got to be. We got to have dove into the world of college, right? That's what I'm guessing. Oh, nice. We got a Hornets and Duke championship. My boys from Carolina, you got to be to put that up there like that. You got to be a Tar Heel, or well, I'm sorry, maybe a Dookie, but you know what I'm saying. Yeah, and Swish had this call before I probably brought it up. I could have made you look really smart. That's my bad, Swish. He called this before me, which was like before we looked it up, which was the starting lineup change there. Yeah, anything on this other Boo Boo game, which is NOP and Milwaukee. Anything on that one?
So you and I were going back and forth.
You want to talk about your boy? You want to pull up your boy right here?
I haven't actually bet anything. Talk about my boy, Jericho Sims. Yeah. Someone just asked me about Dayron, so I was confused. I'll get to Dayron for you. I got you, Richard. Give you a moment. 8.5. It was at 7.5 a moment ago. So I guess people are pushing it. I was looking at the PR at 13.5.
Yeah.
And I haven't decided if I want to bet it. I think I'm probably going to.
I'll end my thoughts with it this way, which is we were looking at Jericho and Bobby recently, and like I think I really still like the idea of Bobby, but then I get scared away by like I think it was this game maybe against Orlando where Bobby played like 16 minutes, Jericho played like 33. Then you come back, and then you come back against OKC. Jericho plays 20, Bobby plays 29. I don't have any rhyme or reason to who Doc Rivers is going to play. I don't understand his whims right now, so I'm kind of out on all things Milwaukee, even though I think there's probably some value to somebody. And maybe you just hold your nose and push the button on one of the bigs against New Orleans, knowing how bad they are at giving up everything they give up. Let's see what the model said about who might get some minutes in that one anyway.
That's kind of what's keeping me off Jericho and has me not confident, because the reason I was not, when I first looked at this game last night at like midnight, because East Coast sucks in some ways.
Yeah, in that way.
I saw 12.5 for Portis and I was like, they're really tempting me. And I know that I had bet that previously and got super burned when Doc Rivers decided to be a sociopath.
Yep.
And I wonder, does it make sense to bet Portis? And the number says yes, but does the motivation for the team specifically? I don't think it does.
And you're trying to figure something out. So I think this is the way to look at it, which is like, because what you're saying is like you're trying to find a reason. You're trying to like understand what the pattern is in some way to be like, but really what we're saying here and what I would guess is happening, right? We see Cam Spencer's assists getting bet down from 8.5 to 7.5 when all of us who are looking at who's going to get minutes are going, who else gets minutes? Who else gets the ball? Who has the ball in their hands, right? That's how we're looking at it when we say that stuff. But when other people are looking at it, right? You take Bobby Portis and you put him at 14.5 and now it's down to 13.5. Or you take Cam and it's at 8.5 to go down to 7.5. And you're like, why? There's nobody else that's going to play. Why is this going down? And then you look at what happened in the Washington game yesterday and you understand. Why did Trey Johnson play 19 minutes? We don't have any rhyme or reason. And when you don't have a good reason to bet the over, you're much better off, if you're going to bet it, bet the under. Because the chaos theory of all of this leads the outcomes to be more likely to go under, right? Because like that's kind of like what people who run simulations are doing. They're going, let's run this 1,000,000 times or 10,000 times and see what the average is. And for the most part, Bobby Portis is going to go over this line maybe 60% of the time on normal situations, but there's a legit 40% chance he doesn't, because we don't know if there's such a realistic chance he doesn't get the minutes, right? Or something weird happens with the fouls or whatever. And so if you run that simulation, you're going to get percentages that tell you he's going to go under pretty consistently because of the randomness factor that's going to come into play that you haven't predicted. And it's just going to tank an over. It's never really going to tank your under. So that's why people are betting under in random ways that might seem like they don't have much sense to them, because the chaos of the NBA and the roster and the rotations right now leads you to definitely want to bet a bit more onto the under right now than to the over. So that's my long diatribe about why we should be betting more unders and why I have like at least 4 on my card today.
Here's an example, live example. Did you see what I just put in chat?
No, let me pull it up.
Read that.
Mashak, Jamai, is it Jamai Mashak?
I don't know his name.
Jalen Wells, GD Jackson, Taylor Hendricks, and is this Lawson Lovering?
Who's missing?
I know there's no Cam.
Yeah, so.
That's what we were saying. I just wanted to bring this up because it's like, what is a Lawson Lovering? What is that? Like, what are we doing? What are we doing? Man. All right. Let's get to the battle in LA. Go ahead and give the video a like. We got a bit more time here. Yeah, we got down to the 10-minute mark or so. I know he's tall. I mean, I know he has to be tall because I've seen a picture of him and I'm like, yeah, my boy's got to be tall if he looks like that. Because otherwise, I don't think he's allowed on the floor. It's a wild name. It's kind of a sick name actually. But let's. What was that? I was looking at getting to that other game real quick. Which one is it? That Battle of LA. Thank you, memory. And the thought was the Kawhi under here. So I'm interested in what that look was in the chat earlier. What's up with this game? I have barely looked at this one, and I'm not sure what's up with it. Have you had a chance to look at it much?
Yeah, I put this in our group chat. I don't know if I'm going to take this pregame because I want to know the LeBron news. I suspect LeBron sits, but I was looking at Rui 10.5 points.
Okay.
I'm not taking this. I have not taken this yet. I want to know the news on LeBron before I do. But if we get 11.5, I'm comfortable with it.
Yeah.
I think anything under 12.5 is live if LeBron James is out.
Oh, I'm going to Rui. Excuse me, Rui. There you are. So he still is at 10.5. If LeBron plays, what do you feel about it?
I'm not touching it with a 10-foot pole.
Okay, got you.
Unless you want to take it live under, if you want to take it under pre-LeBron news, which I wouldn't suggest.
Right. Yeah. So for all the games where he's lined at like anything more than 10.5, like there's somebody missing, right? Whether it was Luka come before the break, that kind of thing.
Sorry, say that again.
Right? I'm saying like when Rui was lined at like 10 or like 11, 12.5 recently, right? These games are all missing Luka and all of these, I believe, and then sometimes both Luka and other guys. So when he's getting these higher than 10.5 lines, it's because guys are missing. Now that he's got a 10.5 line, the model's going, oh, this is cheap because it's been higher recently. But it's been higher recently because the guys are out. So that's why you always got to make sure you look at the who is out in these games to know why those lines were higher back then versus what they are now.
Yeah, totally.
So yeah, there's probably not inefficient, but this is going to go up, right? If LeBron comes out.
It's probably going to go to 11.5, 12.5. If I get 11.5, I'm hitting the over.
I think 11.5 is realistic that's where it would stay. And I think you would be good to take that over. I agree. Yeah. On the 10.5 right now, I think might be okay even. And 11.5, like I know you hate it right now, but it's one of those things where it's like I could still see 10.5 working at this point. I think the Clippers this is a pretty big. Oh, it's not a very big spread anymore, right? Is it down? Let me see what this looks like real quick. Lakers, yeah, they're 7-point favorites. I think that's big enough to expect like you can get some room for Rui in there, but yeah, it's tough on that one. The Kawhi assists under. I'm gonna pull up right here because I like what's that about? Let's see. What's his potential's been at? Potentials as of late have been 7, 7, 7, 7, 5. Like, but this is 3 really good defenses, a pretty bad defense. What did he do against? Didn't do much against Denver. That might not be a terrible look. For Kawhi, pulling him up back over here, this is going to show us what his recents have been and what the projection should be. So I think there's some reasonableness to this. So like, look at his recent potential assists. Makes sense, but again, the line stayed at 4.5. What's interesting to me is the line was 4.5 against the Rockets and the Timberwolves, and it's still 4.5 against the Lakers, who are definitely a worse defense than both those teams. So it makes me go like, well, yeah, this should be a bit higher, and it's not. That's why the under scares me a little bit. But I mean, 7 potentials to get 8 assists is probably not going to cut it. Or to get 5 assists isn't really going to be very easy for him. Would you have any thoughts on this one or no? I'm trying to tie myself into it.
I have nothing outside the Rui in that game, but there were some interesting developments in the Grizz in Utah.
Yeah, aside from the starting lineup tanking my cam bet.
Well, one, I went back to this game because someone asked, why are we avoiding Lovering? I wanted to make sure he wasn't lined, and he isn't. So that's a big thing right there. Okay. But I know
we don't have any Lovering bias in this show, just for the record.
I love all Loverings. But I noticed there is a guy by the name of Kevin Love. Have you heard of him?
Kevin Love, you said?
Kevin Love. Yeah.
He's playing now?
Yeah.
He's not lined.
I don't think there's any kin to Lovering, but he is lined.
He's lined?
Yes.
On Hard Rock, he's lined.
Is that the only place, really? Oh,
and MGM.
I am so sorry.
I mean, you don't have to you don't have to apologize. We can spend a second making fun of Hard Rock, or does Hard Rock know something?
I mean, this might be the Hugo spot tonight. I think I'm going to take the 4.5 points.
To be honest, like in the back of my head with the Filipowski thing, I was like when I was doing my write-up for Filipowski, I was like, there's no other centers. And then Kevin Love popped up in my head, and I was like, shit, except for 80-year-old Kevin Love. So he has been sort of just like a little bit of a craw that's stuck in whatever the saying is. He's been sort of just like on my mind a little bit, just over in the background of the peripherals, just being like, I'm still here. I might play 20 minutes. And I'm just like, shit, I hope not. Is he starting? What are you saying now?
Two things. Sensabaugh has gotten nuked down back to 19.5 points.
Because he's not starting.
And then Ace Bailey is at 19.5 points now.
Yeah, because this is why right here, yeah.
Oh, did that just come through?
It came through as you were saying it, yep. So yeah, that's another consideration, by the way, is like you do know that like if you ever get a beat on a starting lineup that doesn't seem to be taken into consideration, the market will overcompensate for starters a lot. Like especially right now, like Cam Spencer is probably still playing 26 minutes, 24 minutes in that range. Do I love my bet as much? Not at all. Is this a lesson that we should take away, which is like Once the market moved it down to 7.5, it was somebody knowing something about a starting lineup or whatever. And then you just wait. But yeah, I think we could have followed that one pretty well. So Lawson Lovering doesn't have any props yet. Still waiting on our boy Love.
If you have Hard Rock, I would hit the 4.5 points for Kevin Love.
For K Love.
Yeah, I'm going to do.
Why the hell not? I mean, I think like 17 to 20 minutes is very much so in his wheelhouse. There are no other centers. His rebounds are even at like 5.5. And I think you can make the case against this Memphis team. So yeah, are there games starting right at this is the one that starts right at this on the money.
I should probably hit that right now, actually.
Yeah. All right. Yeah, I think I'm gonna roll because I want to get a couple more things down myself. Since I have did you want one more thing?
Yeah, there was one thing. Someone asked me about Day'Ron. I'm fading Day'Ron.
Oh, right,
I'm not touching it. Yeah. I think his number is up at 9.5 rebounds, which is where I would have went. It was live this morning at 7.5, so I didn't bet it then. I'm not betting it now.
Yeah, I'm out. I get it. All right, last reminder that we do have the free trial up for the dashboard, so anybody wants to check it out. You can also use the NBA demo, the SwishLand free demo right here that will allow you to just look at one game a night, and then you don't have to pay for anything. You can use full tools, get the whole experience here for just one game a night. I think right here we've got Cleveland and Charlotte for this game. So like everything we were just looking at is free just for one game if you want to check it out. Plus you can get the trial for the full one. And if you did want to get up onto the what's this? Oh, nice. Fanatics for K-Love. Thank you for the update. If you do want, you can keep that up too. No, I didn't mean to interrupt myself. If you wanted to get a free month, you can sign up for any of the sports books. We have partnership with like a bunch of them and the exchanges. Sign up for any of these books that are in there. You use code LYB. That'll get you a bunch of discounts. And then we'll get you that free month up on the site if you want to check it out. So it's support@landerbets.com. Just email us. Let us know that you use the code for this stuff. And let us know you want to check everything out for that month. We'll get it over to you. So should have a video. Last reminder, if I don't get a video up the night of, I will be getting one up the next day. So like this morning, I got one up instead of last night. There was no lines. There's 6 games tomorrow. It's Saturday. And as Swish says, we're going to have the D squad working the sportsbook line. So we're not going to get very many lines very often over the weekends right now. But yeah. Anyway, appreciate you guys. Give the video a like on the way out. If you would, feel free to subscribe to the channel as I'll be coming out with these videos consistently moving forward every day. And until I see y'all next, happy betting.